You feel like a real jerk when somebody counters you like that. Man, you talk about superstars who ain't got an ounce of quit in them, huh? You're looking at it right here.
And that's a potentially dangerous mindset to be in. If you're too proud to realize that you're in trouble, you might wind up risking your career for a single. This is a big risk. Will it pay off?
Wow, great reversal. He's gonna throw his back out if he keeps this up.
And that certainly wouldn't do him any favors in this match.
Psychosis made a name for himself back in the day in ECW, and he ain't gotten any less hardcore over the years.
You might be right, Taz, and no disrespect intended, but this is WWE, not ECW. Psychosis is going to have to...
Okay, shoulders down. This could be it. You know, there's a lot of people out there that call Kid Kat. There's the cover. You know, Cole, I'd ask you who you were pulling for in this match. I think it's pretty obvious since the beginning who you're rooting for.
I never claimed to be completely objective, Taz. It's no secret I respect superstars who stick within the rules and show some sportsmanship in the ring.
You gotta understand, Cole. I know it ain't exactly kosher, but you're putting your body on the line in there. You gotta do whatever it takes to protect yourself and hang up the ring.
Taz, you're talking about two different things. Going outside the rules in the name of self-defense is one thing, but cheating to steal a victory and enhance your own career is something completely different.
It's so great seeing these athletes compete here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that it did.
That's for sure. You know, anytime you throw these kind of combustible elements into a match, you're guaranteed to get a hell of a show.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here tonight. He wasted no time going for that pin. Looks like he's decided to grab a weapon from under the ring.
Whoa! I think these fans have got a little something they want to share with us.
They're right, Taz. They paid for their tickets after all.
Man, what a chair shot. Reminds me of the old ECW days.
If that's your idea of good old days, I'm glad I wasn't around for them. What a high-risk maneuver in the works from that top turnbuckle.
He likes fighting dirty, and it's easy to see why. He's pretty good at it.
He certainly is, and I hope he's proud of himself. Personally, I find it disgusting.
Hey, listen, I know this could be big, but it could backfire real bad, too. Man, this match is so good. It's even worth sitting next to you to watch it. This is never, ever going to work. Not in a million years.
I hate to say it, but I think you're right, Taz. Psychosis is one of those superstars you never want to turn your back on.
Hello? You just described every damn superstar in that locker room. If you're dumb enough to take your eyes off your opponent, then you deserve what you get.
Nice reversal.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Thanks for playing.
He probably should have thought that through a little better. Certainly has his share of fans, and watching him in action, it's not hard to see why.
This is dumb. Why is he risking everything by going up there?
Oh my! I think someone's just been busted open.
Look at all that blood. These WWE fans are definitely getting...
He may get the 3 count right here. His capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
No surprise there, Cole. The WWE fans ain't exactly known for keeping their opinions to themselves. There's the reversal, Cole.
I think that if one of these superstars successful, and here's the cover. I hope this referee referee is paying very close attention here tonight because Vito will do whatever it takes to win this match. There's a lot of things under the ring, and all of them hurt. What an impact! That's going to do some damage.
You're not kidding, Cole. He's going for the pin, Cole.
Oh, man. What an impact.
Yeah, you can hear that one up in the cheap seats, Cole.
It sounds like this capacity crowd is something on. He's climbing the turnbuckle. Will this pay off?
When you see this level of competition, Cole, there is no doubt that SmackDown's just head and shoulders better than Raw.
I couldn't agree more, Taz. Raw has some incredible superstars, no question about it. But they just can't compete with SmackDown's fights.
Come on, Cole. I know you're just trying to be diplomatic, but you can't seriously sit there and say that there's anyone on the Raw roster. All right, time to see what kind of toys we got under the ring.
I don't think that chair is going to be good for much after this match.
Well, it's good for what he used it for, and that's all that really matters. Can you believe this match so far?
He's got him covered. You just can't take your eyes off Psychosis for an instant.
Yeah, no kidding. You never know what Psychosis is going to do or when he's going to do it.
Well, there's that too, but I was talking about his tendency to play. Oh my God, what a chair shot!
Yeah, and that don't tickle. Believe me, young lady. He's going up, and what goes up must come down. There's a dude with...
You can find all sorts of weapons under that ring. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing he's swinging for the fences with that sledgehammer.
He's all about bringing the hammer down, and that proves it.
Oh my God, what a sickening impact for that sledgehammer.
No kidding. That thing is meant to crush stone. Just imagine what it would do to a human body.
Is a superstar with a very bright future ahead of him here on SmackDown.
You think so? I don't know if I'd agree with that.
What are you talking about? One of the first things he did upon arriving on SmackDown was win the Cruiserweight title.
Yeah, and the second thing he did was lose it. Case closed.
I'm afraid he's going to hurt himself if he keeps this up.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Keep it up. I'll tell you, all the WWE superstars are legit tough guys. But these superstars are really raising the bar here tonight.
They sure are, Taz.
I think he's gonna fly, Cole.
Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why I prefer to stay on this side of the announce table.
Oh, come on, Cole. You know, you should let me... I saw some pretty nasty stuff under the ring earlier, Cole. Oh, boy. Looks like someone's moving up in the world. Psychosis is one of those true international superstars. This guy has competed all over the world and made a name for himself wherever he goes.
Yeah, I understand he can break the rules in 20 different languages.
There you go again with that silly little rule.
Oh, my God! Look at the blood just pouring down his face.
I love it when these superstars just go in there and beat the holy hell out of each other.
I don't know that I'd agree with that, Taz. I hate to see a superstar risk a serious injury like this. Oh, no! I think he's bleeding from that last shot.
Whoa! You're not kidding, Cole. He's busted wide open.
Get in there and take a look at him, ref.
This could be 3 right here. 1, 2, 3.
That was a smart tag. Nice reversal.
Simple, Cole. They know that a big, mean dude like Snitsky makes the rest of their guys bring it up just a little bit of a notch. You can't just go through the motions when you're in a match with a guy who wants to rip your head off your body.
Well, I think it's a terrible thing to do to your superstars, just for the sake of a few ratings points. I hope this isn't the last time we see these superstars face off.
You're not going to hear me say this much, Cole, but I definitely agree with you. This has all the makings of a nice, long feud.
I don't know how nice it is, but there are certainly some issues between these superstars, and I think this match might only exasperate them.
Jeez, Cole, watch your language, will you? It's a family show. And there's the tag. Man, his opponent looked like a punk with that counter. Well, it looks like they're slowing the pace down a little bit here. That might not be such a good move, in my opinion.
Oh, come on. You just can't keep going non-stop. That's a good way to wear yourself out and make a critical mistake.
No, but you can't give the opponent any time to recover, neither. You gotta stay on him and wear him down.
But what about picking your spot? If you try to execute a badly timed move just because you want to stay on offense, that can have a disastrous result.
I'll tell you what, Cole. Let me talk about what it's like to be in a match like this, and you can cover what it's like to whiten your teeth. Deal?
Watching Shelton Benjamin in action like this brings back fond memories of his tag team days on SmackDown. They were two-time tag team champions in their rookie year, if you'll recall.
Yeah, but then Shelton had to go screw it all up and he jumped to Raw.
He didn't jump, Taz. He was drafted. He had no say in the matter.
Yeah? Well, good riddance. I noticed Shelton ain't wore tag team gold since then, so I guess we know who was pulling the weight in that team.
What a counter that was!
These WWE fans just can't get enough of these superstars.
And I'm glad to see it. So much can go wrong from that top turnbuckle.
I'll tell you, all the WWE superstars are legit tough guys, but these superstars are really raising the bar here tonight.
They sure are, Taz.
You gotta be careful when you're going up there. Talk about an intimidating dude. Gee whiz. Snitsky's got everything it takes to be a real dominant superstar right here in the WWE.
That's what worries me. I'd hate to have a monster like Snitsky have just running the place. He anticipated that move perfectly.
You just don't see action like this every day, Cole.
You sure don't, Taz. And we've got the best seats in the house.
No doubt, front and center. We couldn't be any closer to this match without being in it.
Whoa, that's your turn. I think these fans know what's coming next.
You know it, Cole. The F.U. Man, get a load of that. On the mat, shoulders down. This could be it. Man, this match is so good, it's even worth sitting next to you to watch it, Cole.
Thanks a lot, Taz. You know, you're not always my #1 choice for a podcast partner,
You know what you should do, Girl Pants? You should team up with Jerry Lawler. Then it could be the king and queen on commentary.
Real funny, Taz. You know, that would almost be worth not having to work with a joker like you all the time. What a reversal.
These superstars are on top of their game. And only one of them is good.
Oh my God, I think the referee's out, Taz.
I'll tell you, they gotta start getting sturdier refs, Cole. This kind of thing seems to happen all the time. You know, I don't know if it's me or not, Cole. I don't know if this is the way it is or...
He's tagging in his partner. Wow, listen to that chant, Taz.
I'll Tell you what, if you got the crowd on your side or against you, it makes a huge difference, believe me. Oh boy, looks like someone's moving up in the world.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, Cole. An injured superstar's like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you gotta be. He's going for the pin.
Man, I'll tell you what, man, this one's just turned into a fight. Pure and simple.
We knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be physical. But I don't think anyone was prepared for this.
I gotta admit, it kind of took me by surprise, Cole. And that don't happen too often.
That's an understatement. You've been in hundreds of matches in your career. We both called hundreds more. We usually have a pretty good idea of what to expect, but not this time.
I guess it just goes to show you, Cole, like they say, anything can happen here in the WWE. Man, I can't tell you how impressed I am with what I've seen here tonight so far.
How could you not be impressed, Taz? These are some of the greatest superstars in the world doing what they do best.
Hey, slow down, girl pants. I went into this expecting a good match. I'm just saying, it's even better than I thought it would be.
I know exactly what you mean. These superstars certainly are pulling out all the stops.
Here's the pin. Man, you talk about superstars who ain't got an ounce of quit in them, huh? You're looking at them right here.
And that's a potentially dangerous mindset to be in. If you're too proud to realize that you're in trouble, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
Look, Cole, this ain't ballet. You gotta go in there every single match and be willing to do whatever it takes. You'd know that if you actually stepped in between the ropes.
I don't have to have been in a match to realize that jeopardizing my future for the sake of one match is incredibly short-sighted.
Cole, I swear, I'm gonna replace you with someone who actually knows what they're talking about. Maybe Carlito. He might be a little tough to understand sometimes, but at least he knows what it's like to wrestle. There's a dude with guts. These top rope moves are risky.
I think we're hearing the First Amendment in action here tonight, Taz.
It's a great thing to hear, Cole. I'm all in favor of freedom of expression, whether I agree with what they're saying or not. This has been a great match so far, but I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going.
Oh, really? Are you willing to go out on a limb and actually make a guess then?
There's no guesswork involved, Cole. But if you're gonna be snippy, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Wow, if I knew it was that easy, I would have said that years ago. He wasted no time going for that pin. Lock the doors. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Friends is in the house.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 225 pounds, Dean Ambrose.
Sure, this guy's fit to be tied, but his resume speaks for itself. Sleep in a bedroom with padded walls, but one thing.
Here comes the head of the table, the Tribal Chief.
The following is scheduled for one fall. Make Here's a man who's held the Universal Championship for over 2 years. Greatness redefined. That's God mode. Part of the pantheon of all-time greats in the WWE. You can count on one hand the amount of people who've held the championship as long as Roman Reigns.
The tribal chief of the bloodline showing off all of his hard-earned gold.
And if you're hoping... Here comes Jey Uso.
A man who has grown immeasurably under the bloodline. And represent.
Well, it looks like they're slowing the pace down a little bit here. That might not be such a good move, in my opinion.
Well, come on. You just can't keep going non-stop. That's a good way to wear yourself out and make a critical mistake.
No, but you can't give the opponent any time to recover neither. You gotta stay on them and wear them down.
Well, what about picking your spot? If you try to execute a bat-in-time move just because you want to stay on offense, that could have a disastrous result.
I'll tell you what, let me talk about what it's like to be in a match like this, and you can tell what it's like to whiten your teeth. Yeah. These superstars have been going hard all match.
They sure have. And that's where the superb conditioning of the WWE superstars comes into play.
No doubt, Cole. There ain't no way you're gonna win a match if you're out of gas 2 minutes into it.
You can say that again. I've seen matches won and lost simply because one superstar was able to outlast their opponent.
I love hearing the crowd come alive, even when I don't exactly agree with what they're saying.
Me too. And I do agree with what they're saying, Taz.
Man, even if you end up winning a match like this, you're going to be feeling it for the next week.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well. And having to deal with emotional as well as physical pain is that much worse.
Emotional? What the hell are you talking about?
Well, I've been in the locker room after a match and seen the superstars who don't get their hands raised. You can literally feel the disappointment radiating off them. It's not a pretty sight.
Wow, great reversal.
That reversal might stop his opponent's momentum dead. He saw that one coming.
That was a textbook reversal.
I don't use the word evil lightly. That's all that comes to mind when I look at Mark Henry in the delight he takes in destroying his fellow superstars.
Evil's just a word that low-lander, low-life losers like you, and you're also a two-face, used to describe people who do whatever it takes to win. I think Mark Henry would take that as a compliment, even from a goof like you. These superstars are on top of their game, but only one of them is going to have their hand raised at the end of this one.
And that's a real shame because, like you said, this has been a great match so far.
Well, what do you want? You want to say that everyone wins so nobody gets their feelings hurt?
I never said that.
He likes fighting dirty, and it's easy to see why. He's pretty good at it.
He certainly is. And I hope he's proud of himself. Personally, I find it disgusting. It sounds like this capacity crowd has something on their minds, Taz.
Yeah, and thousands of paying customers can't be wrong. I'll tell you what right now, I love watching Mark Henry get it done in the ring. There ain't another guy in that locker room who can pick apart an opponent like Mark Henry.
You say that
that like it's a good thing, Taz. Personally, I wish Henry would focus more on winning matches and less on ending careers.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Nothing costs you a match quicker than overconfidence.
What are you talking about? I see a dominant superstar who's rallying this capacity crowd behind him. I think that if one of these superstars successfully executes their finishing move, this one is over.
That ain't necessarily the case, Cole. Just because it's called a finisher doesn't mean it always ends the match.
You sound like you're speaking from experience here, Taz.
Of course not. Whenever I locked into Taz's mission, that was it. End of story. It was over.
I think you're developing a selective memory in your old age, partner. I'll never understand why Mark Henry resorts to the brutal tactics he uses against his opponents. He's already the world's strongest man. What's he got left to prove?
Well, I guess like most women, you're squeamish. Every time Mark Henry gets in the ring with someone, you gotta realize he's sending a message to the whole locker room.
Well, if you ask me, a victory is message enough. There's no need for the senseless brutality that Mark Henry seems to enjoy dishing out. Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why I prefer to stay on this side of the announce table.
Oh, come on, Cole. You know, you should let me train you. You could be Cruiserweight champion in like a year.
Oh, no. I've heard stories about the way you train people. You make Marine drill instructors look like pushovers.
Duh. They're just training people to go to war. I train them to be WWE superstars. Oh, God. The ref's on Dream Street, Cole. Anything goes now.
Unfortunately, you're right, Taz. There's no one to enforce the rules until the ref revives. Oh, no. The referee is down. What's going to happen now?
Anything and everything, Cole. No ref means no rules.
I hope this isn't the last time we see these superstars face off.
You're not going to hear me say this much, Cole, but I definitely agree with you. This has all the makings of a nice, long feud.
I don't know how nice it is, but there are certainly some issues between these superstars, and I think this match might only exasperate them.
Please, Cole, watch your language, will you? It's a family show.
I said exasperate. Nah, oh, never mind. Neither superstar is giving an inch, but only one of them can stay up there.
I'll tell you what right now, Cole, there's not enough room up there for both of them. There's not a superstar in the locker room who can...
I don't think that chair is going to be good for much.
This has got to be it, Cole. I think he's got the title. Man, what a chair shot. Reminds me of the old ECW days.
If that's your idea of good old days, I'm glad I wasn't around for them.
Man, I can't tell you how impressed I am with what I've seen here tonight so far.
How could you not be impressed, Taz? These are some of the greatest superstars in the world, doing what they do best.
Hey, slow down, girl pants. I went into this expecting a good match. I'm just saying, it's even better than I thought it would be.
I know exactly what you mean. These superstars certainly are pulling out all the stops.
This could be it, Cole. He's almost there.
Mark Henry is one of the most terrifying individuals to set foot in a WWE ring. And I think it's only a matter of time before he seriously injures someone.
And that's supposed to be a bad thing? Come on, Mikey. How many times am I supposed to tell you this? This ain't ballet.
No one's saying that it is, Taz, but Mark Henry takes everything to new heights of viciousness.
Well, that's one of the perks of being the world's strongest man.
Gut check time. Can he reach the title before his opponent stops him? Wow, listen to that chant, Taz.
most prolific competitors in WWE history.
Without question, a man who has exhibited over 25 years of dominance in sports entertainment.
And that dominance will continue before our very eyes tonight.
And from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing in at 255 pounds, the game, Triple H.
It's all about the game and how you play it, and nobody plays it better than Triple H. Oh, the cerebral assassin. An unbelievable talent in the ring. The sadistic son-in-law of the chairman of WWE. The Apex Predator has arrived. One of the all-time greats has seen and done everything there is to do in this business.
Representing RK Bro from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 200.
I gotta tell you, Cole, I thought I had this thing figured out, but now I got no idea how this is gonna end up.
Neither do I.
Looks like someone's making it pretty clear that he's not feeling too threatened right about now.
Well, this is a good way to find yourself in a bad situation. He's wasting time instead of following up here. What a counter that was. A textbook reversal. A high-risk maneuver in the works from that top turnbuckle.
Randy Orton's a mouthy little punk, Cole. And that's exact... Oh, boy. Looks like someone's moving up in the world. Nice quick counter. You just don't see action like this every day, Cole.
You sure don't, Taz. And we've got the best seats in the house.
No doubt, front and center. We couldn't be any closer to this match without being in it.
Whoa, that's your territory, partner, not mine. I'm perfectly happy to stay right where I am.
I love hearing the crowd come alive, even when I don't exactly agree with what they're saying.
Me too. And I do agree with what they're saying, Taz. Why doesn't he put his money where his mouth is and continue with the match?
Hey, slow down a little bit, Cole. He's just having a little fun in there. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I just think it's unfortunate whenever a superstar decides to cheat to win, rather than compete fairly.
If you let your opponent use that cage against you, you might as well throw in the towel.
I think the SmackDown locker room is extremely great, and Triple H is not a part of it.
In the SmackDown locker room... Oh, boy. I hope this superstar wasn't planning on reproducing, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess adoption's still an option, right?
There's not a superstar? Gee whiz. That cage... Look at this, Cole. He's going for it, and there it is. The pedigree. I can't deny that the legend killer Randy Orton had a pretty impressive career so far, Cole, but he better be careful that they don't burn out too quick.
I don't think there's much of a chance of that, Taz. I haven't seen any indication that Orton's going to stop impressing WWE fans anytime soon.
Well, it looks like they're slowing the pace down a little bit here. That might not be high. Now, that's the way you do it. Let your opponent know who the boss is.
Or you can just keep posturing and give your opponent time to recover.
You know, a lot of guys call themselves the best in the business, but in Triple H's case, I think he's right on. Man, I'll tell you, I'd love to have him on SmackDown.
You've got to be kidding me, Taz. Triple H has systematically destroyed the Raw roster. He might be the most hated superstar of all time.
Yeah, but don't kid yourself. Ha-ha! Look at this, Cole. He don't look too worried about this match.
Well, he should be. Until that bell rings, this is still anyone's match. Escape is only 10 feet away, but it's got to be the longest 10 feet of this superstar's life.
I don't know, Cole. I'm kind of unsure about Randy Orton. I mean, he's a pretty boy, let's face it. He's accomplished a couple of big things, but I still think that he's about 90% height.
A couple of big things? You mean like becoming the youngest world heavyweight champion in history? Making a career of killing legends? Having one of the longest intercontinental title reigns of the last decade?
Look, that all sounds fine and well, real impressive on paper.
Straight into the wall of this Uh-oh. Looks like he's got something big planned.
Pedigree! They don't get much bigger than that, Cole.
And it looks like he's bleeding. This is not going to help his chances.
Well, that depends, Cole. I mean, some guys, they go a little nuts at the sight of their own blood, and they become unstoppable.
Well, that doesn't seem like a good strategy to me. I hope he ends this before he suffers a serious injury. It sounds like this capacity crowd has something on their minds, Tab.
Top of the cage. He can't get sloppy now. These superstars have been going hard all match.
They sure have. Uh-oh. Looks like he's got something big planned.
Pedigree. They don't get much bigger than that, Cole.
I think that if one of these superstars successfully this match could be over right here. He made it to the top.
One of the most prolific competitors in WWE history.
Without question, a man who has exhibited over 25 years of dominance in sports entertainment.
And that dominance will continue before our very eyes tonight.